This is for educational use only. Our group is allowing our instructor, Mr. Roldan Ardinas, to use this as an educational material.
Global demography and global migration. Global demography refers to the statistical study of population, including the structure, distribution, and trends in population growth and decline. Key aspect include number one is population growth factors, influencing growth rates such as birth and death rates, fertility rates, and life expectancy. Age structure, the distribution of various age groups impacting workforce composition and economic dynamics. 3 is the urbanization. The movement of population from rural to urban areas affects the social and economic structures. Global migration encompasses the movements of people across borders driven by factors like number one, economic opportunities. So people often migrate for jobs and better living standards. Number two, conflicts and persecutions, wars, violence, and human rights violation lead to forced migration. Number three is environmental factors. So climate change and natural disaster can be displaced population, and both demography and migration are interconnected, influencing sociality structures, economies, and global policies. As migration patterns change, they can reshape demographics in host countries, leading to multicultural societies, but also challenges like integration and resource allocation.
So the theory of demographic transition. The theory of demographic transition provides a framework for understanding the population changes that occur as societies develop economically. So this model typically divided into 5 stages. So outlines the shifts of birth and death rates that characterize a country's population dynamics. In the first stage, pre-industrial societies experienced high birth rates and high death rates. Limited access to healthcare and sanitation and education contributed to high mortality rates, particularly among infants and children. Meanwhile, cultural and religious norms often encourage large families, leading to a high birth rates. As a result, population growth is slow or stagnant due to the balance between these two rates. The second stage marks a significant transition as death rates begin to decline due to improvements in healthcare, sanitation, and living conditions. Vaccines, antibiotics, and even better access to the clean water contribute to a reduction in mortality rates. However, birth rates remain high, leading to a rapid population explosion. This stage is often characterized by rapid urbanization and industrialization, as societies seek to capitalize as their growing workforce. In the third stage, birth rates begin to decline as societies undergo further economic and social transformations. Increased education, particularly for women, and changing family structures contribute to a shift towards smaller family sizes. Urbanization and associated opportunities for women also play a role in reducing family fertility rates. While death rates continue to decline, the convergence of these two trends leads to a slowing population growth.
Stage 4. Low stationary both birth and death rates are low, stabilizing the population size and leading to an aging demographic. Stage 5. Optional. Declining, some countries may experience birth rates falling below death rates, leading to a shrinking population and potential economic challenges.
Population and demography.
Population refers to the total number of people or organisms living in the particular area, region, or country. It can also refer to a group of individuals belonging to the same species who live in the same geographical area. Population studies often involve looking at the size, growth rate, density, distribution, and structure of people or species in the different locations. Demography, on the other hand, is the scientific study of populations. Particularly, humans, it involves analyzing data on births, deaths, migration, and aging to understand population dynamics. Demographers focus on various factors such as fertility rates, life expectancy, population density, and the age and sex distribution within the population. Together, population and demography help it in understanding how population change over time and social, economic, and environmental factors that influence these changes. They are essential for planning in areas like public health, education, housing, and urban development. One example of population and demography in action is Japan aging population. Japan has one of the highest life expectancies and one of the lowest birth rates in the world, resulting in a rapidly aging population. Demographic studies in Japan reveal declining fertility rates and a shrinking working age population. These demographic trends impact the economy, leading to labor shortages and increased pressure on healthcare and pension systems. As a response, Japan has implemented policies like promoting robotics and automation, encouraging higher female workforce participation, and considering immigration reforms to counter the effects of aging population. These changes are informed by population and demographic studies.
Global migration in a contemporary world.
Global migration in the contemporary world is a significant phenomenon characterized by the movement of people across international borders, like Binosa said earlier, and it is driven by a variety of factors such as economic opportunities, conflict, and climate change. Millions of people globally live outside their country of birth, which highlights the scale of this issue, and it's deeply connected to globalization, impacting in these various ways, which is economies, cultures, and societies. This movement of people across borders has profound implications for global development, requiring careful consideration of policies and practices that promote both individual well-being and societal progress. One of the examples of it is our OFWs in our country, like one in your family, right? These OFWs in our country help to prevent or reduce poverty and support families or our families. And it's the impact on globalization that not only us can benefit from it, but also the country that has been migrated. Do you understand? This is because they contribute to economic growth and prosperity in those countries that they migrated. In accordance with the journal of Manfred Steger, that the global migration is a key part of how the world is becoming more interconnected. He sees that migration is changing how countries govern themselves, how people interact with each other, and even how culture are evolving. He thinks it's important to understand all different ways in migration is that affecting the world today because it's a complex issue with many sides of it.
Types of global migration.
So good day, sir. I am Cadet Demeterio, and I will be explaining two of the four types of global migration. So first of all is economic migration. Economic migration is a type of migration where individuals move to another country for primarily for economic reasons. This typically involves seeking better employment opportunities, higher wages, or improved living conditions. So there are key characteristics of economic migration, which includes employment driven, where the primary motivation is to find work or better job prospects in other countries. Next is economic benefits, where migrants after seek higher incomes, better working conditions, or opportunities for career advancements. Next is skill base.
where economic migrants often possess specific skills or qualifications that are in demand in that destination country. And lastly is the temporary or permanent migration, where economic migrants may intend to stay temporarily or others may seek permanent residency or citizenship. So examples of economic migrants may include skilled workers, which involves engineers, doctors, nurses, IT professionals, and etc. Next are low-skilled workers, where this involves agriculture, construction, and manufacturing. And lastly are entrepreneurs, where who wants to start businesses or invest in new ventures in other countries or foreign countries. So next is forced migration. Forced migration occurs when individuals are compelled to leave their home country due to circumstances beyond their control. These circumstances often involve threat to their safety, security, or well-being. So key characteristics of forced migration includes involuntary, where individuals are not free to choose their country or homes. Next is safety concerns, where forced migrants often face threats of violence, persecution, or discrimination. Next is human rights violation, where forced migrants can be a result of human rights abuses, such as war crimes, genocide, or ethnic cleansing. And lastly is temporary or permanent migration, where forced migrants may hope to return to their homes, while others may force to seek permanent resettlement. So there are examples of five forced migration, which includes refugees, where individuals who have fled their country due to persecution, war, or violence and cannot or will not return due to well-founded fear of persecution. Next is internally displaced persons or IDP, where these are individuals who have been forced to flee their homes within their own country due to conflict, violence, or disaster. Next is asylum seekers, where these are individuals who have left their country and seek protection in another country, claiming to be persecuted or fearing of persecution. And lastly, human trafficking victims. These are individuals who are forced into labor or sexual exploitation against their own will.
Internal migration refers to the movement of people within a country, often from rural areas to urban centers, driven primarily by the pursuit of better living conditions and job opportunities. Many individuals and families relocate in search of higher wages, diverse employment prospects, and improve access to services such as healthcare and education. This migration can lead to significant social and economic impacts within cities experience rapid population growth with which may result in challenges like overcrowding and strain on infrastructure. Student migration involves individuals relocating to foreign countries to pursue educational opportunities, particularly higher education or specialized training at international institutions. This trend is driven by the desire for a more comprehensive and diverse academic experience, access to renowned programs, and chance to develop global networks.
Why there's global migration? Global migration happens when people move to other countries for better jobs and living conditions. They might leave because there are not opportunities in their home or country, or because they want a better education in another place. Some people migrate to escape wars, violence, or political problems. They seek safety and protection in their countries where they can live without fear and have more freedom. Environmental issues like floods, droughts, or rising sea levels also push people to migrate. When their homes are no longer safe or livable, they move to new areas where they can survive and thrive better. Family reunification is another reason for migration. Many people move to be with their relatives who are already settled in other countries. Being close to family provides support and comfort, making it easier for migrants to adjust to life in another place. Essentially, and personal development are strong motivators for migration. Many people move to countries for better educational institutions, hoping to acquire new skills and knowledge. This can lead to improved job opportunities and higher quality of life. Why do people move? People migrate for various reasons including safety, economic betterment, education, family, political conflict, and career. In the end, it's about discovering an environment that promotes personal and professional growth. And that's why people move around the world, always in search of new horizons where hope and opportunity await.
Oh, good day everyone. My name is Cyrix Regacho, and today I'm gonna discuss all about what are the advantages and disadvantages of the sending and the receiving countries. Let's begin. Starting with the sending countries, one of the main benefits is remittances. Migrants often send money back to their families, which help improve living standards and reduce poverty in their home countries. In fact, remittances can be crucial source of income for many. Another advantage is reduced unemployment. With fewer peoples in the local job market, there's less competition for jobs, which can help create more opportunities for those who stay. And when migrants return home, they often bring back new skills and knowledge, sparking innovation and contributing to the economy. But migration isn't all positive for sending countries. One major downside is brain drain. Skilled workers like doctors, engineers, and teachers often leave, creating gaps in essential sectors. Families and communities can also face social disruption, especially when parents leave behind children or elderly relatives. Another concern is when dependency on remittances. While helpful in the short term, relying too heavily on a money from abroad can hinder the local economy's deployment. Now, let's look at the receiving countries. One of the biggest advantages is that migrants help fill labor shortages, particularly in low-skilled or essential sectors like agriculture, construction, and healthcare. Migrants also contribute to economic growth and spend money, which boosts local economies. Plus, skilled migrants can help innovate and drive industries forward. Another benefit in cultural diversity. Migration brings new ideas, traditions, and perspective that enrich societies. Cities with diverse population often enjoy vibrant cultural exchanges and stronger global connections. However, receiving countries also face challenges. A sudden influx of migrants can strain public services like healthcare, education, and housing, especially if there isn't enough infrastructure to support them. In some cases, migration can lead to wage suppression, particularly in industries where low-skilled workers compete for the same jobs. And there are often integration challenges. Migrants may struggle to adapt to the local culture, face discrimination, or deal with language barriers, which can make it hard for them to fully integrate into society. So as you can see, migration brings both opportunities and challenges for both sending and receiving countries. The key is how well each country manages these flows, creating policies that support both migrants and local populations. So that is it for today. Thanks for watching and have a good day everyone.
Global migration in the contemporary world refers to the large-scale movement of people across international borders, driven by factors like economic opportunities, conflict, and environmental change. Millions of people migrate each year, creating a complex interplay of push and. What is global migration? Global migration is a defining feature of this era, driven by economic opportunities, political instability, climate change, and social inspirations. It impacts both origin and destination countries, leading to demographic changes, economic effects, social and cultural impact, political implications, and environmental pressures. What is contemporary world? The contemporary world is a period of rapid change marked by technological advancement, globalization, social shifts, economic developments, political transformations, and environmental challenges. It's time of interconnectedness where global economies are intertwined and cultural exchange is more. The benefits of global migration in contemporary worlds bring significant benefits to both sending and receiving countries. Migrants contribute to economic growth, cultural enrichment, and global understanding. They fill labor gaps, bring new skills, and send remittance back home. They also introduce diverse cultures and perspectives, fostering tolerance and interconnectedness, while challenging excess. The positive impact of migration on the world is undeniable.